Hello and welcome. My name is Svitek and welcome to my vlog, where it is my intention to not only just talk about myself, but to illustrate my creative journey in hopes that there's takeaway for you, or at the very least some inspiration. So where to begin? Well, the number one thing that I can kind of update you on is that my course book, Master Mental Fortitude, is finally out. It is available. You can purchase it at mastermentalfortitude.com. So I'm very proud of that fact. It's been a long time coming. It has 35 lessons, and it's not just the lessons, but there's also takeaways for you, and there's exercises. That's why it's a course book. So that is available. I highly encourage you to check it out. There's an ebook version. There's also a physical version you can get if you so choose. So I highly recommend that. I'm very proud of it. It's been about a year and a half of real work, and it's not just me. A lot of people have helped out with it, you know, from my mentors that have taught me a lot of the lessons that I incorporated into the book, to the people that helped me create the book itself, and all those various things. The second thing I should mention, it's been a while since I've done this vlog. It is my intention to try to create content every weekday. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that recently because there's been a lot of fires in Los Angeles, and luckily I have not been affected by it. However, some of them were close to home, like the Sepulveda Basin fire was 3 miles away, if that. But there's the Getty fire, which I know a lot of people involved that had to evacuate their homes or were in danger of having to evacuate their homes. So it's been an interesting time here in Los Angeles for sure. And so I haven't been as focused on putting up videos as much as I'd like. Now, the other reason is also I've been pretty busy. Last week, for my Phil Svitek podcast, I did an episode called Always Be Creating. And even though I haven't been outputting videos such as this, I have been always creating. So, for example, I was working on my feature film, and that took a lot of my time and effort. I was also working on some editing for outside projects. I was also doing, helping a friend with a music video. So all these various things creatively I've been doing behind the scenes. Also, I'm planning, as part of the book release for Master Mental Fortitude, I'm planning a book launch / my birthday party that's coming up this weekend. So there was a lot of things involved in that. And also, for those of you who know, I'm also working on a fiction book. And so I'm in the midst of a revision for that. So a lot of these longer term projects that I've been working on, that just because of time and so forth, I've had to really bunker down and focus on. And so I haven't had time to put out this sort of shorter content, if you will. Which I'm saddened by, but ultimately, it's to me, it's the longer term content that ultimately kind of is, not that this isn't a true display of what I think and who I am, but that's the stuff that is really polished and revised and has the essence of what I want to say in a compact, compressed, concise way and polished way. I still think ultimately, we can all create content on social media and so forth, but it's really the longer term projects that will fully, truly resonate with audience members in the long run. Let's take Avengers Endgame, right? You don't make a movie like that very quickly. You have to really take your time. So that's kind of what I've been doing with these various projects. The other aspect I also want to highlight, I was lucky enough to go speak with kids at a local high school, and it was just so much fun. My friend Khalil and we got to go, and we spoke to about 4 classes, and each class had different questions. It really was kind of more like a Q&A, and it was just fun to see the enthusiasm of all these kids. A lot of them don't think, how can I get into the entertainment industry? And so it really was just about inspiring them. I think we did that. To what extent, I don't know. Obviously, that'll be years to come, and whether or not they cite me as a catalyst for anything is beyond the point. The point is that they're doing it, hopefully. And there was two kids in particular. One was an artist, and he did renditions of myself and Khalil while we spoke and gave it to us as a gift, which is wonderful. I posted about him on Instagram. And there's another kid who really wants to be a writer, and I had brought my course book. Now he wants to be a fiction writer, but just seeing the physical manifestation of something like that, I think he will now hopefully be inspired to go off and do his own work. And so I really enjoy moments like that when I get to work with people that have aspirations, and I get to encourage them. I just love doing that. And in fact, that's why I do these types of videos, in hopes that you're inspired. You go off and do something that you've been meaning to do, and that's a passion project of yours. Now, one of the other things that we talked about during that high school visit was that you also kind of have to overcome adversity, and you have to be level-headed. And it was kind of like a reminder to myself, because then I get a couple of emails in terms of things that we had planned for the feature film, unfortunately fell through just due to circumstances outside anyone's control. So for example, with one of the venues that we had for my book launch, that fell through last minute because of whether it be the fires or so forth, just again, things outside of anyone's control. And so last minute I had to find another venue. Now the cool part about that is, I think it was a last minute scramble, but I found another venue, and the nice part is I think it's better, and it ultimately cost me less. So I think that's exciting. So you always, rather than I won't lie, just seeing that email of hey, no longer can we use that space, that we originally planned on and booked, it was a kick in the nuts, but you recover quickly, and you like you said, you keep a level head, and you find solutions. And if you remain calm and positive, like with us, I'm not saying it's always going to happen. Sometimes it might cost you more, but in our case, I was lucky enough that it ended up costing us less, and we have a great venue, so it all worked out in the end. But you have to have that spirit. And looking back on it, we've shot about 75% of the feature film that I've been working on, which is incredible. I almost joke it's like a course in miracles. The amount of luck that we've had with this movie, and but it's a luck that comes out of people working really hard, having a lot of hope, doing the best they can, and it's just kind of a culmination of all these things. And because we put our best foot forward and we're optimistic, luck comes our way, or maybe we just see the opportunities. Whereas if we were closed off, they would still be there, but we wouldn't see them. So it's been really cool to kind of reflect upon that. We're heading into, while we're 75% done, the last 25% are kind of going to be the hardest parts of the movie, but I'm excited for the challenge. So in the next 2 weekends, we're going to wrap up this production, and then the editing phase begins of it, which I'll be very lucky and glad for. Production can be very grueling. Again, we're lucky enough that it hasn't been that many days. Ultimately, it's going to be about 12 days worth of shooting for a feature film, which is incredible. The footage we have is amazing. So we've been lucky in that sense. But for me, production is admittedly not the most fun. I like the calmness of the edit bay, if you will, or the writing process. So that's kind of the long and short of it. I've also been lucky enough where I've gotten some downtime and seen movies. Saw Terminator Dark Fate, and I know people are kind of all over the board in terms of that. I didn't mind it. It depends on whether you accept what happens in the first 5 minutes or not, which I won't give away. I'm excited to see Doctor Sleep. So it's been kind of cool where I still have my moments of downtime, even though there's a lot of work going on around me, and I'm doing it, obviously. But anyway, that's kind of the long and short of what I've got going on. If you have any questions, or if there's any videos teaching-wise that you'd like me to do coming soon, by all means, let me know in the comment section, and I'd be more than happy to discuss that with you. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm at Svitek on social media, and I'll see you next time.